Hey, eventually we get the show on. 2 days in a delay. So apologies for anyone who was wishing to watch the show last night or Monday night. I had Virgin Media around here trying to sort my internet out until God knows what time yesterday. So hang on a minute while I just quickly share that to Nigel's timeline. We're away. Right, okay. Everyone, tonight's show we are going to cover a couple of things, and I'm going to introduce you to our old friend Alan, and obviously Callie will touch on with them in a minute. So we're going to touch on non-league day. Obviously, we had a very busy non-league day at Proper Football, and we're going to quickly talk about that. There's other successes around non-league day we'll touch on. We're going to Nigel. I'm going to hand over to Nigel to deal with the England World Cup qualifiers, and being Alan is from the land of our fathers, then he'll be touching on the Welsh thing. I did try to get someone from Scotland, but for some reason they wasn't interested. Not sure why, but there we are. But anyway, what we're going to kick off with. Well, let's see if we've got anyone coming on. Everybody remember, you can join in just by literally dropping a comment on. Make a comment on what we're talking about, or if there's something you'd like to bring up, then bring it up. Okay, let's kick off with, I'm hoping actually, gentlemen, that Dan might pop on in a bit to tell us the experience at Great Yarmouth, but I've got a couple of photos from that day. But look, Alan.
Yes.
You've been away from us for a little while. You've not been on the show for a couple of years. You're back, and you're back with a vengeance.
Well, I won't call it a vengeance. Back with enthusiasm, I think, Gal. So, yes, it was good to catch up with you on the weekend at Merthyr.
Fantastic it was, yeah. And then I've dragged you onto the show again. So, and we've got some other bits we're going to talk about in a bit as well. Nigel, how have you been, mate?
Yeah, I've been okay, mate. Keeping myself busy, trying to stay up while the England matches were on.
I see your old mucker Luther got a cap, or was it he got celebrated because of the hat trick he got against Latvia back in the day?
Yeah,
first black player scored for England, and it was a hat trick. So I was pleased for him because he's been a bit poorly of late, hasn't he?
Yeah, he deserves that. It's good that he got some recognition, and you know. He's had a bit of a hard time with Watford at the moment, so yeah, please. Yeah. Just while we're on the subject of Watford, Darren Bays took over the New Zealand side.
Yeah,
and he's just gotten through to the World Cup finals.
Has he?
Big congratulations.
Darren Bazley, yeah, ex-Watford, isn't he?
Yeah, so he's just gotten through to the World Cup finals. And the funny thing about it was when I played for Watford, the year that New Zealand first got to their first ever World Cup finals, we went over there to play 3 warm-up games for them in the World Cup. And that's when we done Australia, Malaysia and New Zealand. So it's like it's gone one big circle. But yeah, he's done brilliant.
Yeah. No, but well done, Darren. I remember him at Watford as well. Yeah, absolutely. Just say hello to Gareth Williams. Gareth, do you know what? Should have got you on the show, really, because we met Gareth. He went along to Merthyr on Saturday. And we met him, actually stood in the memorial garden, which I'll touch on in a bit. But Gareth, yeah, it was really great meeting you, and I'll get that badge sent off to you list as well.
That's all we mentioned was our badge on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I was gutted. I couldn't find him. He wanted his badge. I'm actually going to send him a badge on me. So, Russell Ormroyd, mate, I will be mentioning Nuneaton Town. I will be mentioning Corn. We will be mentioning Macclesfield, all been promoted on non-league day up the town, eh? Okay, so I'll tell you what, we'll start with the World Cup qualifiers, yeah? So let's start with England. Now, I did watch some of the game on... was it Friday night, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I watched some of the game on that. I nearly fell asleep. But anyway, I didn't watch any of the game the other night because I was very busy, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, it sounds like it was good luck that I didn't have to watch it, really. But, Nigel, you did, and I think you've got quite a bit to say on the matter. So over to you, my friend.
Well, I'm like you. I didn't watch the complete whole match. But, starting off with the first game, yeah, it's... it just seemed nothing's really changed in the Southgate days. I know we've got to give Thomas a bit of time to get the team playing the way he wants to play, but it was just the pace of the game. It was very slow, and like I said, most people would have had your opinion that they're sort of falling asleep during the match. And then we go out and play the second game on the Monday. And let's be honest, we should be beating teams like Latvia by 5 or 6. And it wasn't the most convincing display. But again, it's a clean sheet and it's 2 wins on the board. So I want to see the game played at a quicker pace. That's the thing. But the one thing that absolutely baffled me with that game was that we're 3-0 up, and he's got his first team out that have got us in that position. And then with about 10 minutes to go, he decides to bring on Henderson and Walker. The back ends of their career, I could not see the point in that, because it wasn't like we were struggling defending a 1-0 lead. We got a bit of experience on there. So I just can't get my head around why he put them 2 on when he could have probably put 2 younger players on that haven't had that much experience.
Well, that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? I mean, why? I mean, obviously, it's the starting of a new era, shall we say. You would think he wouldn't be looking at players that are about to hang their boots up.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, Walker, great player, still is, but not considered first choice in the team at the moment. Henderson's same with him. But obviously, he's got them in there as the older, wiser heads that can handle the pressure. And if he was in a situation where we're 1-0 up and we need to win that game, you stick them 2 on. And they give us a bit of stability. But I just couldn't understand 3-0 up against that team, and they're not going to get 3 goals against us, are they? And I think he could have put someone else on.
Yeah. No, that's fair comment, mate. People out there, if you'd like to put your comments in on what your thoughts were on the England game, was it same old, same old? That's what I get the feeling it was. Have we seen, would we expect to see a big change so quick? It's his first couple of games, but I think you've brought up some really valid points. Let's have some of your opinions. Like I say, whatever you're watching on, just drop it in the comments. Shall we hand over to Alan? Alan, give us your outlook on Wales's win 1, draw 1, wasn't it?
I got to be honest, Gal. I've obviously, because of my recent holiday, I haven't really followed Wales, as strictly as I used to, as religiously as I used to. Not strictly, that's the wrong word. So Craig Bellamy's appointment for me was when it was. What's the word I would use? I was a bit sceptical beforehand. I thought, he'd left Cardiff City under a cloud, alleged cloud for bullying comments and stuff for the youth team. So I wasn't sure what his managerial style would be and stuff like that. But then obviously he went off to Belgium, didn't he, with Vincent Company, and had a very successful assistant coaching role at Burnley. So when obviously he's given the job on merit, he's done his badges, he deserves it. Now, from what speaking to former Cardiff City players, Craig Bellamy comes into a dressing room and there's no slack, there's no nonsense, and I think he demands that from everyone that he comes into contact with. And he got very high standards. Now, how he delivers that, I don't know. But let's fast forward. What a successful start! So it's the post Gareth Bale and almost Aaron Ramsey era now. Both of those were big losses to potential Welsh squad, but these youngsters have really stepped up. So let's fast forward to those games now. Now the first, we comfortably beat. Who did we play first? Kazakhstan, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right.
We beat them, and I think that was expected. Now moving in onto last night, North Macedonia. Now no disrespect. England fans will say, "Oh, we should be battering." So they knocked Germany out the last World Cup. So they're no Mickey Mouse outfit. Do you know what I mean? They've got some quality players in there. So I thought Wales done well last night. We bossed the game. Didn't really create.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
there's a couple of chances, but then again, it's a fledgling squad. Let's say there's still youngsters. Dan James probably one of the most experienced players in it now, 27. So it's not an aging squad. We haven't really got that experience in it, and we held on. But then certain substitutions were made last night, which just baffle me. And I read some comments on Facebook last night about a certain player that was brought on and made a back pass that, you know, led to their goal. Now, you know, obviously my allegiance to Cardiff City, you know, Joe Allen is a Swansea lad, Swansea City hero. And some of the comments last night, obviously he announced his international retirement under Rob Page. He hasn't really featured for Swansea this season for a number of injuries, and he gets brought on towards the end of a game. Makes an horrendous back pass, which led to their goal on the 91st minute.
It's awful.
And I just think, you know, a lot of comments last night, you know, about Joe Allen and stuff. I won't get involved in that, but I think the blame got to lie with Bellamy. Do you know what I mean? You got players like Ruben Colwell, who's doing really well at Cardiff City in a central midfield role. Don't get me wrong, there's questions about his consistency, but he's certainly more dynamic. He's younger, he's quicker, he's fitter than a Joe Allen who hasn't played this season. So I think that, you know, the buck's got to stop with the manager picking him last night. You know, at the end of the day, you've got a player who's in a squad that hasn't even played more than 15 club games all season. So, you know, but it could have cost us. But then David Brooks come up and, you know, was basically pumping a ball long. Kiefer Moore's had a flick on. David Brooks is in the right place at the right time, and he's shanked his shot, if I'm honest. And it's gone through. It's the worst nutmeg you've ever seen. The defender tries to clear it, and thankfully it's gone in. So, you know, 4 point. I'm a firm believer. If you win your own games and you take a point away, you're going to be in the mix. So,
yeah,
so far,
it's basically it's this insistence to pass the ball out of your half.
Yeah.
All right, you're in the final 3 minutes of the game. Just get the ball forward.
Lump it.
I can't understand all this wanting to play it sideways, backwards. It's ultimately nearly cost them. And to be honest,
It did, yeah.
if you look at Wales's equaliser, it was nearer the 6th minute of extra time.
Yeah,
And then one minute before played.
Fergie time.
They'd have a case for arguing that. Where did the other 2 minutes come from?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree 100%.
Yeah, and that's all come from because a player doesn't want to hit a ball long. Yet when they're 1-0 down, now they're hitting long balls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just, you know, it's
So
ball retention.
sense.
Clear your area.
Graham Taylor used to say to us, he said, "Why is it when a team is 1-0 down with 1 minute to go, they start kicking it long, getting it into the box as quick as they can because they think that's the quickest way to score?"
Yeah.
So
We've had 90
why don't you
minutes.
do it from the first minute?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think they were lucky yesterday, Wales.
I agree. I think, you know, we did a draw was a fair result, whether it was 0-0 or 1-1.
Yeah.
But, you know, to have conceded that goal as we did right on a 91st minute, you're thinking, oh my God. And it was from a player error. It wasn't a goal they created. So,
No.
you know, we've got to eliminate these errors. And if, you know, certain players are being selected, I'm not going to say he's got form for it. It's unfair. You know, he must be feeling terrible this morning himself. But it's one of those now, just, you know, you've got to question his selection. And the managers, you know, that lies firmly with Craig Bellamy.
It's quite funny that obviously your view on England, Nigel, and your view on both of you are critical of the substitutions over the weekend, really.
I don't know. I think mine's more squad selection because you've got players who haven't made it into that Welsh squad. And I don't know whether there's personality clashes with Craig Bellamy. I mean, Ruben Colwyn's getting plaudits this season. All right, he's a bit inconsistent, but he's played like twice the games Joe Allen's played. Do you know what I mean? And I just, for a player who's announced his international retirement, I think, why is he even near the squad? No, listen.
That seems strange.
He's been selected, you know, Bellamy selected him, so Bellamy ultimately will, you know.
It does seem strange if someone's going to announce their retirement to pick them. We've got Gareth on, obviously, and he's just put up about great start for Bellamy, and he's looking forward to a bright future. Just wouldn't mind, Gareth, what your opinion is on what Alan was saying about that, the fact that he'd hang his boots up. Should he have been picked? Yes or no? Be good to get your feedback on that. People, remember, you can get involved. Please get involved. That's what it's all about, not just us. It's about you. Please get involved and put your comments on. Right, okay. So this is Nigel's favourite bit because we're going to talk non-league. But Nigel, you would have loved it Saturday, probably. But look, obviously we had it was non-league day Saturday. We had a very busy time, as in me and Greg, and Greg's on. Hello, Greg. You all right, mate? You should have come on, Greg, mate. You come on if you want. You've got the link. Jump on it if you want. Let me put it up. If you want to pop on, up to you, mate. Feel free. I'll drop the link on the page now. If you want to jump on, mate. So me and Greg had gone to Merthyr Town. And obviously we met up with Alan there. And Dan tootled over to Great Yarmouth. What a day I had, and fell in love with the club. I got to be honest. I've even got now my background, which is part of the Merthyr. Fell in love with the ground. Such an old school ground. I'm going to show you a little montage that's going on our article shortly on the ground. But before we do, now Nigel. Now when we went to Leek Town, we had the most amazing pie, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the first thing Nigel said to me when he said, "How did your day go? Were the pies as good?" And I said, "Well, actually, it wasn't the pies, but just take a little look at this, right? Oh my God! Look at that, Nige.
What is it?
It's half a tiger loaf. A tiger loaf.
Chips, sausage.
2 sausage, chips, gravy.
Is that in a bun?
It's half a tiger
loaf. Half a loaf.
Half a tiger loaf with the dough taken out.
So they take the dough out of the middle of the loaf.
Oh, right, yeah.
Tiger loaf, you know, the round tiger loaf.
Yeah.
So they cut it, then they take the middle out, fill it with chips, with sausages. You can have either curry sauce or gravy, and I never had one. Can I just say I didn't have one, right? So I didn't eat all the pies. Someone else did, and I got proof.
Yeah, it was me. It was me. I didn't finish it though.
No, well, I got to say the gentleman stood with Alan there, Matthew George. What an amazing guy. I don't know if he's watching tonight, but what absolutely looks after us so well. What a lovely, lovely man. But yeah, mate, £5.50 that if you bought one of them.
That's good value.
Oh, mate, I tell you, we got to get up there, man. I tell you, yeah. What? I'll just show you it all again, people. You've got to see this. £5.50. Now this is value, and that don't give it credit. I don't think.
No,
it don't. That don't give it credit.
I was wearing half of it by the time I'd walked on the ground.
Just got to say, Merthyr, top of the league. They were on a 30-game unbeaten run, and that did extend to 31 on Saturday with a 3-1 win over Chertsey. Hopefully, I'll have the article out tomorrow, but it's proving quite a big one. So, it's taken quite a bit of time. And we got interviews with the goal scorer, with players, with ex-chairmans, and with Alan and whatever else. It was an amazing day. A real credit to non-league football. And wow, the facilities there, another level up from what I've seen in non-league, I have to say. But what I would like to do now, because I fell in love with the ground. If you're an old school person and how you fell in love with the game and the sort of ground you were going to, you need to take a visit to here. So let me just quickly show you this little montage. Cool. So I mean, Nige, what an old-fashioned, proper old-fashioned ground, man. Absolutely wonderful. Loved it, every minute of it there.
What's nice about it, though, Gar, is this the old-fashioned ground, but the new bit they've built.
Oh yeah,
raises the
raise the bar completely. They've actually got executive boxes with their own balcony and all that as well, which I was quite shocked. But we got a good insight into all that as well. But I'm not going to give away any more until the article comes out. You'll have to watch that, people, where we go into a lot more detail. One thing I will say, though, on the picture, a bit where you see the open air terrace, just behind that is their memorial garden. And I ain't going to say too much because I want you to look at the article, obviously. But wow, nothing like it in the world can come close to that memorial garden. It's phenomenal. We did do a piece on it some time ago, and it had a really good feedback. But actually going and being there was something else, unbelievable. But anyway, yeah, Murpha, thank you so much as well. That was fantastic. Just want to quickly go back to the Welsh game. So this is Gareth. So I think having Joe Allen and Aaron Ramsey around the squad with their experience can only be beneficial to the young players coming through. Not sure about their selection for the playing squad. Agree with Alan. Joe Allen hasn't been playing, and Ramsey. What we got there? What's that? Hang on, it ain't all come up. Sorry. Joe Allen hasn't been playing, and Ramsey, unfortunate with injury. I'd like to see Colwell involved a bit more. His inconsistency could be holding him back, though.
It's more or less what I said about England. You know, you got Walker and you got Henderson there, maybe to help the young lads, but it just was. To me, it just wasn't a situation where they needed to come on.
Like, where's Conor Gallagher gone? Do you know what I mean? And players, you know, they had you know, a couple of England and a couple of exciting midfielders 2 years ago. You know, Conor Gallagher being one of them. Like, you look at I can't think of his name now. The lad, the winger at Newcastle. What's his name? The one who got sent off.
Gordon.
Anthony Gordon, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you haven't featured again, and it's, you know,
he's injured, isn't he, Gordon?
Oh, is it? Sorry, I'll take that back. I just think, what's the kid got to do though? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Gallagher's playing over in Spain at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah.
So possibly because he's over there and he's not getting so much coverage. I don't know. That might have influenced Tuchel's decision.
Maybe.
Interesting, Nigel. Just out of interest, as an ex-pro, what are the benefits that you maybe come across as a younger player or an older player in that sort of mentoring role for younger players? What are the benefits?
No, it's definitely. You know, it's definitely good having an older pro to help you. I was very lucky at Watford actually, because when Graham Taylor bought Pat Rice and he took over as skipper of the club, Pat was playing right back and I was getting dragged deep by attacking fullbacks, and you know, and in the end, Pat just said to me, "Let me have him, let him come on to me," you know. And as soon as the ball breaks down, it gets out wide to me. Now the fullback's out of position. So he's not bombing forward so much. So Pat was a big influence on my career, and he helped me a lot. Yeah, so it is important to have the older players there, but you know, if they're not in your first team players, you've got to pick the right times to bring them on, and that's what they're there for. They're to do a job for you. And like I said, when England was 3-0 up with about 15 minutes ago, you know, is it because you're giving them an extra cap, or? But there just didn't seem no logic in it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Just before we move on, and I'm going to assume we're probably not going to see Dan. He's probably driving a train somewhere towards Portsmouth at the moment. But we were hoping he might have been on a break. But hey, just say on Merthyr Town, by the way, people, that they're fan owned as well. So they're owned by the fans. So fair play. The facilities, like I say, absolutely immense. It's a great credit to a fan-owned club to be at that level with their facilities. Anyway,
are they actually geared to go up to the next level now?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, mate, I was shocked.
How many levels up do you think
Like the facilities there, right?
Yeah.
I've been to worst League Two grounds.
Yeah.
They could go that far easily.
I've got to be honest, Nige. I think they definitely. We went to League Town, which was step 3, yeah, and we when we went, and it was an all right game, weren't bad. I'm not kidding. This team are on another level. Murphy were absolutely sublime, mate. And the goal, that first goal, you'd have graced the Premier League.
Yeah.
Would have graced the Premier League.
Just one other question. Is it proper grass or is it synthetic?
No, they're on there. You know, I was. That's an interesting one, Nigel. It is a 4G pitch, and I've got to say, I'm warming to them.
Gary, if you remember though, when we were walking around with Matthew, we said, you know, what are your ambitions moving forward? And he said we're looking at investing in a pitch and doing, you know, the one where
he did indeed,
turf and synthetic, like most of championship.
Yeah. So absolutely. So they're looking, Nigel. I'm warming to the 4G, by the way, because I've been that game Saturday, probably the best non-league game I've watched. It was truly a great game. I captivated, and the quality of the football was enhanced by the pitch.
Yeah,
I think you can't get away. You said it yourself, Nigel, didn't you? That the one thing about these 4G pitches,
you don't get no mistakes.
Yeah, it buys into the quality of the game in terms of, like, if it's a muddy pitch, I wish I'd have I found that footage again. That Derby Coventry game, Nigel.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I wish I'd have brought it up now. Too late now, mate. That's funny. The muddiest pitch you'd ever see in your life. He was playing. David O'Leary was playing that game as well.
Yeah.
Shocked. Anyway, sorry, digressing there. But what they're going to invest in is like what they've got in the Premier League, where they've got, because most of the Premier League pitches are not completely grass, so it's a mix. So you have to have a certain degree of grass. So they're investing in that next level of pitch. They're definitely equipped to go up. Definitely.
That's good. Yeah.
And in terms of the quality of player as well.
It's funny though. I mean, like you hear players and managers these days blame the pitch for the way they played. You know, it makes you want out to have got on back in our day. You know, because the pitch. If the match goes ahead, you play no matter what condition the pitch is on. So
two teams playing now, so you know it's an equal playing field, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I heard? Ian Wright kicking off about the what was it? One of the women's sides playing in the European Cup, the women's.
I've seen it.
And he kicked right off about it, and I thought to myself, he said the pitch was a disgrace, and I thought to myself, but the pitch is. Don't use that as an excuse for the loss of your team.
No,
because the pitch is the same for both sides.
Exactly
the quality of your football may decrease, and Nigel, you're better probably enlighten me more, but it may decrease the quality that you can play at.
You have to adapt.
It's for both sides.
Yeah, you have to adapt. It's like. Before the synthetic pitches came out, you played on nearly frozen grounds. It was rock hard. You're playing in like a baseball ground. There's hardly any grass on the baseball ground.
That was a beach.
So you're playing against teams with Oxford. They had a pitch that went downhill quite a lot.
Oh, what the Manor ground?
Yeah, so you had the advantage of playing uphill first half or second. All things like that. Them grounds were little advantages for the home teams. But I think now there is no advantage of being at home or away because all the pitches are immaculate. And if you're playing on the synthetic pitches, you're always going to get a true bounce.
Yeah.
So it's more down to the skill players now. You're not going to get a Vinnie Joneses and them sort of players.
I think the fact that they've gone on a 31 unbeaten run actually shows you that they're actually probably sure. Yeah. That's where they need to be in the next step, which will be National League. They're 8 points clear at the moment, so they're looking very strong.
I played for Berkhamsted back in the day when I was just virtually ending my career, and I was playing with Neil Price's brother. And we when I joined him, we had 22 games left of the season, and we won the first 5 and drew 2 out of the 7. So we won 5 and 2 out of the first 7 games. And I said to the manager, how far are we off the playoffs? And he went, we'd have to win virtually every game in from here to the end of the season to go up. And we've done it. So we ended up with 20 wins and 2 draws out of the last 22 games.
Fair play.
So, So But I mean,
Josh Price, eh?
when you're going on a run like that, your confidence is sky high. You know.
I was thinking, like I've watched, obviously Wrexham now. Everyone's darling, and they, and you know, don't get me wrong, they've had massive investment, but confidence breeds.
Yeah.
You know, they've had 2 successive promotions. They look like they're going to get another. And I just think when you're on a roll like Arnold, like you just alluded to, I think, you know, it's, you know, that success just breeds confidence and you know, obviously sides that come into you, and you know, every game ends a cup final, you know, and you raise yourself for it.
Yeah, it's you know, centre forwards, if they go 4 or 5 games without a goal, like their form drops.
Yeah,
because like it's everything to centre forward to score goals. That's what it's all about. Tom Harvey.
Tom, you've seen that from Tom.
Yeah. Shut
wow,
the door on the way out.
Kelly's talking non-league.
Shut the door.
What's going on?
Yeah, shut the door on the way out, Tom.
Tom's got the kids up still, otherwise it'll come on. Right, what I'm going to do now, I wish Dan could have come on, because I know that we had the most magnificent experience at Merthyr. Dan had just as good experience at Great Yarmouth. Now, the one draw or attraction about Great Yarmouth, and they again treated Dan so well and looked after him so well. But the big attraction at Great Yarmouth is the stand. It's the oldest wooden stand in the world. So I'm just going to drop you up some pictures here. So there she is. That's the oldest wooden stand in the world, that is.
I thought it was Craven Cottage for a minute.
I was just going to say it looks like Craven Cottage.
Oh, it's a grass pitch right next to the sea as well. And there you go. That's just one more there. And yeah, obviously, if you want to know more about Dan's trip to Great Yarmouth, then just go on one of the socials. The link's on there. That article we've already got out. We just now got to do the Merthyr one as well. So yeah, a great non-league day. Whilst we're talking non-league as well, I've said it already actually, but let's on non-league day, 3 sides got promotion. So Macclesfield have been promoted. Now obviously Macclesfield, Nuneaton Town, who we visited not so long back, again they're now fan owned, and really happy for Nuneaton Town. Well done. And they are on their way back up the ladder. And then Corn absolutely annihilated their league, a little bit like Mansfield, 20 points clear, gained promotion on Saturday. And I am actually at Corn for their game on the 5th of April. So we'll be joining in the party celebrations, hopefully. So well done, all 3 of them teams, especially doing it on non-league day as well, which is great. So and another little shout out actually to Colton Town. Again, we was up there the other week, and they got a terrific 1-0 win against Emily, who were second in the league. And this is only put now Colton a couple of points off the playoffs. So they are doing extremely well, and we'll keep a very close eye on their progress as well. So yeah, good luck to Colton Town, and it really good result last night actually. And let's see if you can get into the playoffs. That would be great. Okay, so Alan, I want to quickly touch on something and let everyone know what we're up to. So Alan is the owner of a clothing brand called Away Day Apparel. Okay, and we are going to do a little bit of a collaboration. We're going to actually, between the 2 of us, produce a Away Day Apparel. I'm going to show some of the products now, and if you look along the bottom of the screen, you'll see that Alan's kindly offered anyone who wants to enter the discount code of Proper Football, all one word and all lowercase. You'll get 10%.
Uppercase.
Oh, lower or upper?
Upper.
All upper.
What have you done?
Lower anyway.
Uppercase.
Right. Bear that in mind. Ignore what I've done.
That's a
and
good
screwed that right up. So just put in, if you go into his thing and there's something there you like the look of, I'll show you some of the products in a minute. Then just put in Proper Football, all one word and all uppercase, not lowercase, and you'll get a 10% discount. And yeah, and we will unveil the collaborated Proper Football away day apparel t-shirt, sweatshirt, whatever you want, when we can. So let's just have a look now. Hang on a minute. What have I done? Right. Okay. So like a clumsy clot, I didn't upload the photos. So let's quickly do them now. Where are they gone? Where are they gone? Oh, there they are. Cool. Just uploading them. Give me 1 second, people. And then some of you may recognise the brand. It has been knocking about a little while. Okay, so here's some of Alan's. Yeah, that's a sabbatical. Oh, I can't say that word. So as you can see, he has got some designs on there. That one, as you're looking at the screen on the left-hand side, I'm taking it that as a Clockwork Orange theme to it. Am I right?
I dropped another 2 I nearly said the wrong word then. Clockwork Orange related products on last weekend. So there's a few others on it now. But
there's some hoodies there.
It's a great film. So yeah, but what I want to say to people, Gal, if anyone's got any ideas of something they want me to try and do, drop it in the comments and get in touch with me via my website or via my socials. And if it's like I try to do club colours for everyone in the with a logo. I think I've represented everyone.
I've seen their good t-shirts as well.
But if anyone wants something that they don't see, message me. Let's see what we can do. Let's work together.
No, that's fantastic, mate. So yeah, you can await the unveiling of our collaborated Proper Football away day apparel top, everybody. Woohoo! And we have got some pin badges going around, but we're going to work on that, and one day we will have some sort of range that we'll put up again with the help of our good friend Alan. Which is great. So yeah, away day apparel, there it is along the bottom. Put in Proper Football if you want to buy anything, 10% discount. Just put in Proper Football, all one word, and uppercase, not lower, like I put on the bottom there. Donut. Right. For me, that's pretty much covered everything. Let me just see. We've had some more comments come in. Let's have a look. Darren. Yes. I didn't realise that they were promoted, mate. I did watch that a little bit as well. So let me just pop this up. So Darren had been at MK Irish. They play at Manor Fields, the old Milton Keynes City ground. MK Irish were promoted on non-league day. So there's number 4. If there's any more, let me know, people. I didn't realise they'd got promoted, Darren. Sorry. Their only wage bill is they pay their match day squad £10 a point. That's interesting, isn't it? A real incentive to win a game and for the subs to get right behind the starting lineup. £10. So, right. So I'm understanding that. £10 a point. So if they win, they get 3 points. They get paid 30 quid. They're going to have to review that. I think I don't know if that's an incentive, is it? Compared to what other teams? No, it's great that they got players who are prepared to do that. If I've got that right, Darren, so if they win a game, they'll get £30 each.
It's basically like a win bonus, isn't it? It's like we used to, on that at Watford, we saw £200 a win, £100 draw, and naff all if you lost.
Yeah, I mean, but that is their only wage bill. Now, I'm not sure what step MK Irish are at, so that might be good. Like I say, if you start looking at step 4, 3, that they're on a few hundred a game. These players now, aren't they? That's the thing. So yeah, okay, well, that's interesting, Darren. Seeing you the other day at Merthyr Town, I think I know who you are. Let me just. For the club, James. Yeah, that's brilliant. Can we get in touch then? And because I'd like to add whatever footage, like your highlights, to the bottom of our article for people to go to your site to watch the footage. And people, watch.
You've got to see that first goal.
You've got to watch the footage to see that first goal. Frightening.
I don't want to take any, you don't want to take anything away from that Tom who scored the other two, mind. But
yeah, he did, and we had a great interview with Tom as well.
That first one was worldy.
James, message me via our Facebook or website, either way, and I'll pick that up and I'll get in touch with you, because there's other ideas that we got going forward for next season as well, which I'm sure you'd be interested. Okay, so Darren has come back. Let's have a look. Lose, it costs the club nothing. If they win, £30. A draw is a tenner. Promoted to step 4.
I bet you don't stay up like that on
step 4, playing players £500 a week.
Yeah, it won't stay.
So how are they going to compete? Darren, it's really interesting, and I admire it. I really do. But knowing
it can only get loyalty, can only get you so far.
Yeah, no, I know. You know, I mean, this is the hardship that fan-owned clubs face.
The thing is, if they're on that sort of money, Gaz, they're obviously not on a contract. So as soon as they go up to the next level, the teams in that next level start dangling the carrot in front of these players.
So you're right. Now, well, they step 4, aren't they? So Carlton Town are step 4. And are they step? Yes, they are step 4. So Carlton Town are step 4, and I know that they've lost players to step 5, getting paid double, getting paid nearly £500 a week.
We spoke about that Saturday, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
It is a contract thing, guys. If they ain't under contract, the teams that are above them, they'll just dangle the carrot.
Yeah,
they're gonna go.
Darren, it's interesting. We it's a pity you couldn't come on. Next show, we're going to, maybe if you can get on now, the next show will probably have to be a Tuesday or Wednesday next week, because I'm away for a long weekend, so I'm not around Monday either. So probably maybe Tuesday next week, if you boys are happy with that. Maybe, Darren, we could get you on to discuss this, being you've been there, because you did your thing there. But yeah, to me, it sounds like that they're not going to compete in step 4,
unless they change the wage structure.
Yeah. I mean, it may have worked in step 5, but I know for a fact there are step 5. But this is the problem: they got these what I call trophy owners that are in it for one reason only. But it's
money laundering.
I'm going to pop up. Let me just pop up these. So, Jamie, of course, I do a YouTube series on Murphy's YouTube channel called Murphy's Match Days. Jamie, let's talk, my friend. Let's talk. And I absolutely adore your club, mate. I really do. Gareth Williams, the first goal at Murphy. Oh, let me pop it up, actually. Hang on. What's this? Right, first goal at Murphy was superb. Behind the goal when it went in. Oh, it was phenomenal. Really, Nigel would have been proud of it, mate. Honestly. It was like you'd have enjoyed that game and all, mate. You really would have done. This one from Andrew Brown. Now, Andrew, I've not seen much of you, mate. You're the Weymouth supporter. There you go. I've seen it. Yeah, I've not seen much of you lately, mate. I hope you're doing well. Hi, not been able to watch for a while. Oh, there you go. Cool. Great as always. We Weymouth are nearly relegated from the National League South to the Southern League. I'll be Saturday or soon. It will be Saturday or soon after. Sorry tale of a downward spiral when you try to go big in the National League. Yeah, you know, yeah. And Weymouth, great club, lovely stadium, everything about that club's really good. I remember because I used to have a caravan down there years ago, and whenever we were there, they would run a minibus from the town centre out to the ground for, shuttle bus. Great little club. But they've been on the decline for a couple of years now, as Andrew says. However, the Southern League is quite a good league. I mean, I've now taken in games in Southern League Central and Southern League South, and the standard's pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, that is a shame, Andrew. I've got a soft spot for Weymouth as well. I think we'll try and get along there next year, mate, and maybe we can meet up with you as well. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Sorry, you know what? When it's a big message, we don't get it all up. So let me finish Andrew's message. Finish off the spiral, the downward spiral when you try to go big in the National League. We were playing Wrexham, Stockport, Notts County, and Chesterfield just 3 seasons ago. There's a massive gap at the top of non-league now. Yes, do you know? I think, if I'm honest, non-league is sort of beginning to mirror image the Premier League.
From the Premiership. Yeah.
I think it is. You're beginning. There are people who maybe can't. There are these people now that don't go out and buy an Aston Martin to give it the big one when they have all their mates around for a meal or whatever. They now want to buy an English football club, and I really do believe this. I believe that there are people that, especially with the Wrexham thing, which I've never been a fan of, because I think it opens up bad doors, in my view. It's great for Wrexham, but I don't think it's great for football.
It's great while it's moving forward and they're still interested.
Well, as long as people watch the documentary, they're going to stay interested, because they are making a bomb out of that. There's no ifs or buts. So look, people with money are buying into clubs, and we've seen it with Real Bedford. These Americans are bought in, and they bought 45% of Real Bedford for £3.1 million. Now, they got an ambition to be in the league in 7 years. Well, they're going to buy their way there. But while they're doing that, they're trampling over all the decent fan-owned community clubs. Again, I harp on. I know people must get absolutely sick to death with me going on about it. They're not just football clubs. They're community hubs that give so much to the community in terms of like Colville, when we were up there the other week, 900 kiddies that they cater for every week. You know, training, playing, keeping them off the streets. I know I get boring with it, but I have to keep shouting it out. Andrew said, yeah, nice one. Never knew you had a caravan. I did, mate. I did on the Haven site. What a waste of money that was. It's like you might as well chuck your money into a sink and watch it go down the drain by having a caravan on a Haven site. Trust me. Southern League will be fun again and get us. Yeah, it make the Southern League's all right. It's definitely all right. What else have I got there? Jamie Morris just sent you a WhatsApp. Brilliant, Jamie. We'll be in touch. I'm running out of stuff now, gentlemen. So, Nigel, anything else you'd like to bring up?
I think with the non-league situation, you know, it's the business side of football now is starting to train right the way through League One, League Two, down to your national leagues. It's now dribbling right into the other leagues where, like you say, that win bonus that is on about. I mean, the gap between what players are getting paid in that league must be massive, you know, and it's just all draining all the way down. It's become business from the non-league situation now as well. And I think over the next few years, it's going to get worse, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's draining it. It's draining it. The more money they're playing for Premier League players, Championship, League One, League Two, means the more money the national sides are going to be spending, because they're going to be buying players that were good enough for them leagues above them, but they'll still want the money, and it's escalating all the way down. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, just something else just come up now. So this is from Mark Joyce. Hello, Mark. The standard in Central, Mid, Southern, South League and South League is strong. Agreed. Well, they're all struggle if placed in the so-called Northern National League. Yeah, i.e., look at Needham Market. Even Oxford have struggled to stay up, even after. Yeah, I hear what they're saying actually, and one of the other problems there, Mark, as well, is because of the way the ups and downs go will depend on. So, for instance, Corn. I spoke to them the other day before they got promoted, and they were saying one of the things is they they don't know whether they're going to go into the Southern League or because they're moving up from step 4 into step 3. So they don't know whether they're going to be Southern League or whether they're going to be Northern Premier League, Midland Division. Either way, you know, they want Southern because of the travel expenses, obviously. Needham Market in the Northern. I think one of the things, like you said, is struggle to stay up. Oxford, again, when you're in the Northern divisions, there's a heck of a lot of travelling. Now, I know from talking to various clubs that have suffered from being put in leagues away from where they are, it's not only about the fact that their travel expenses go up, it's also the fact that they struggle with players. They have to have a much bigger squad because players can't always do the travel. So you imagine now, I know for a fact with Colton Town, they've had Tuesday night, and Colton Town and Nottingham, they've had Tuesday night games in Newcastle.
Right? A lot of those boys, some of those boys going into work.
Yeah. So it puts a real bad knock-on effect in the continuity of a team. Yeah. If there was a team down south, now we're talking step 5, I think it was, and we did a thing with them, and I'm going back, Dan did it, not me. So my recollection's pretty poor. We went down there. They'd been moved to a league where they were going to have to travel a lot further, okay, because of the way they mess about with the leagues. And they were saying that they, in the end, went through 80 players that season. Wow. 80 players because they couldn't get the players to travel.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, a lot of effects.
That's something that needs looking at, then, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you know, it's obviously the chairman.
You know what the problem is, though, Al. If you think because they regionalise below National League, so the minute they regionalise, they've got no. I can understand they've got no choice. Yeah, because if you imagine 3 sides get relegated from National League. Yeah. And they're all South Coast. Yeah. How then do they? That's the. I can see the problem. Does that need a complete review? But then you don't want to de-regionalise because you imagine everyone's costs going to go woof. Yeah, so exactly. I think caught between devil and deep blue sea. I think. But you're absolutely right, mate. The Southern leagues are good. The Northern leagues are strong. And if you're a Southern side in the Northern League, just to finish off, we got smashing at home by Young Bucks. We average age of 22 this season for the team. Not bad considering we're knocking on the POs.
Playoffs.
Oh God, sorry. Jesus Christ, show me that thick twat I can be, eh? No, that's not bad at all. Enjoy listening to this, folks, even though Southern biased. Don't worry about that, mate. We're all Southern, really. Even Alan, he's South Wales. Gareth Williams, there was a game in the Southern League Division 1 South last night. Sorry, there was a game. Malvern Town v Falmouth. Malvern got back at swearing. Look at this. 5 a.m. in the morning.
Like you say, some of those boys got to be in work.
Now, unless these guys are going to get paid a lot of money to be professional, you might get paid a decent little bit of money, but not enough for them not to be able to work. Yeah. Now, that's 2 days off work for them lads.
Of course, yeah.
You can't get back at 5 in the morning and start work at 7 o'clock, can you? So they've lost. See, this is a problem. It is a problem, without a doubt. I guess you've got to have very, very flexible jobs. Anyway, thanks for that, Gareth. Tom's just wanting to drop in there. Not sure if you had plans to cover it, but what a title race! National League South, 7 teams, I think, that are well in it. National League South. You're right, actually. Beats watching Liverpool run away. That is one of the aspects, Nigel, about the National League. The non-league situations, because there are a number of leagues out there in non-league where it's so tight. There are so many teams that could win that league.
Do you know? I can allude to it, but watching Cardiff, like, listen, I don't want to turn this into a Cardiff City rant or anything, but I haven't enjoyed watching Cardiff since Dave Jones was here, yeah. And we went into the Premier League and Malky Mackay, and we were trying not to lose games rather than trying to win. Now, I'd rather watch my side in a competitive league where we got a chance of winning a game. And, you know, the Premier League now is just completely a two-tiered event. Do you know what I mean? Like, what was like the big 5 or big 6 or however many it is now? The difference in the money in the Premier League is, and it, like you say, some of these, non-league, the lower divisions where you're competing all season, it's far more exciting than watching. Unless you lose interest in the standard. I want to watch my club competing and have the ability to beat anyone on our day. Do you know what I
think at the moment with Premier, you're right about that. I mean, like Liverpool aren't going to lose it, and it's pretty clear that the 3 teams that are going to go down. Whether anybody's bothered about who gets into Europe, I don't know. But for me, it's the Championship. I'm looking forward to getting back to this weekend because it's pretty tight at the top. And it's really tight at the bottom. Cardiff, Stoke, Derby. There's about 7 teams there that could stay up and go down. So,
no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, gentlemen. Would you be up for Tuesday next week?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm away. Tom, I guess you may have heard that as well. And we'll touch on a bit more with the leagues and everything next week, actually, because we are beginning that final run-in. We'll look at all through the leagues from top to bottom. That's what we'll do next week. That's the plan, gentlemen. And maybe there'll be some more promoted sides to talk about next week as well. I'll quickly run around the table now. Hang on a minute. We've got someone else now. Mark, let's have a look what he says. 80 players. Well, yeah, that's right. I'll next show, I'll get the detail of that club that we were speaking to that said they got through 80 players because they could not cope with the travel. Lads, look at the National League bottom 4. If Boston and Fly, I can never pronounce that.
File.
It's so easy to pronounce as well. They got a lovely ground and all, but and so Boston. But survive the drop. Then where are they? See, this is the thing, and this is why Murphy, Corn, none of them know. They're promoted and they don't know where they're going. And this is the reason why he's quite right. If Boston and File survive the drop, then 4 that are going to drop down are all southern sides.
Yeah.
It's going to absolutely bust open and screw up the whole sort of thing, really. But Murph are getting shafted, ending up in the National League North. Yeah, and that's some travelling, mate. That really is some travelling. Which, Okay, last word from you then, Alan.
Well, just looking forward to seeing the montage, the video on Murphy, because we did. Had a fantastic day.
I just want to give a big shout out to Matthew George and everyone else behind the scenes. The match day experience here was exceptional for that level of football. They went over and above. So I can't wait to see that tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, I've just got a lot of work to get finished. Last from you then, Nigel.
Yeah, it's been a good show. Enjoyed it today. I'll be on my Mixcloud later on if anybody wants a bit of music.
Join Nigel. Where to find you, Nigel? Go on.
I'm on Mixcloud, just Nigel Callaghan on Mixcloud. It'll come up with a link. Or if you go on my Facebook page, it's got a link on there, which you just got to click.
Banging tunes.
Yeah, every
if you've got nothing better to do or you can't get to sleep, he normally takes you through to the wee hours of the early morning.
Yeah.
And the tunes are banging without a doubt. Gentlemen, thank you so much for this evening. It has been a great show. Don't go anywhere. But everyone else, as always, please have a lovely, safe week. if you're off to football between now and next Tuesday, enjoy it. Take in your local side if you can. But more importantly, stay safe and be well. And we'll catch you all next Tuesday. And yeah, the Great Yarmouth article is out now. Just look at the links. It's on the website. And hopefully, by 7 o'clock tomorrow, the Murphy one will be out. That's quite a tasty one. So yeah, other than that, everyone, it's been our pleasure to have you on board. Thank you for all your interaction. And as normal, I'm blagging here because I've done something wrong. Every bloody week's the same with me, isn't it? What am I doing? Hang on. Right, okay, I've done something dreadfully wrong, and I cannot run the end credits. So I'm just going to end the show without the end credits, I'm afraid. Remember, 10% off Away Day Apparel. Catch that on www.awaydayapparel.co.uk. 10% off if you put proper football, all one word, uppercase, not lowercase.